I Dare to Care, we assist our participants in recognizing the power of their voices and the value of their lives through mentoring. I Dare to Care Minis focuses on young ladies ages 7 to 12. We have proudly partnered with our former I Dare to Care mentee, Takina Sturdivant, and her program, Dare University, which assists young ladies ages 13 to 18 in transitioning into college. Our other partners include nationally known Girls Inc. and the Rutgers Women's Law Caucus. Then we have She Cares, which is our women's empowerment program. We also have a 5-week trauma healing program, as well as other pop-up workshops this summer. So please join us here at the I Dare to Care Family Life Center. It's a safe place for children and their families to grow together. I dare you to care. It does matter.
The calling of Dare to Dance is to provide the city of Camden with the heightened education in dance. We seek to incite growth within individuals via learned values throughout a student's education that will carry them to the next level personally and professionally. Dare to Dance is a 10-month program that runs from September to June. With each class meeting once a week, our stars ranging from ages 3 to 18 learn various techniques such as ballet, tap, jazz, hip-hop, and modern. Stars learn terminology and choreography as well as dance history. We also offer master classes for our students and the public. It is one of our many goals to not only raise great dancers, but even greater human beings. We pride on our motto, Dare to Dance, Give Back, and Make a Difference. Dare to Flip is a new gymnastics program that is dedicated to enriching lives and improving the health of our students. Committed to and encouraging traditional values familiar with the sport such as strength, flexibility, self-confidence, independence, and sportsmanship. Dare to Flip consists of 5 sessions in our season running from July to May. Training is available for stars ages 5 to 18. We offer parent-only classes for ages 3 and 4, private classes for all ages, and we host cheer camps as well. We are excited to bring gymnastics to the city of Camden, and we dare you to flip, tumble, and soar.
Peace. So now we're in collab. Collab is a vital part of the mission because it gets to the core of what we believe in and what we feel our purpose is in our community. So first of all, the acronym stands for Camden Youth Leadership Advisory Board. Our principles are based on the principles of the God energy, and the God energy being surrounded by spirit, mental, emotional, and physical. We created an equivalent to that in our classes to teach us from, and the equivalence we came up with law, ownership, knowledge of self, and community. So based upon these 4 principles is how we approach enlightening, educating young brothers and sisters within our community to get to a freer place, an independent place, so that they can feel their purpose in life. Collab. So now we're in WCLD Radio, which is an internet-based, community-based station. Here we come together to educate, entertain, and enlighten our community, for our community, and about our community. Our goals and objective is to create a media hub where we teach each other and feed each other information to acquire our freedom, justice, and power. So we're coming together as a people to advance ourselves and our culture. So we hope that everybody feed in and participate as we move forward. The Street Journal will be a publication that's released quarterly, but we also will release it monthly on the internet. In addition to the print media under the Street Journal, we also wrote books, The Journey by Anthony Wade and Urbanomics by Anthony Wade. Both of them, again, we use it print to communicate with our community on where we think our future should go and what we think tomorrow look like. And we seek input from the community to get to a further truth. So briefly, let me share. So people count print out and find. Print media has shrunken in its usage, but we seeking to bring print media together with the digital world. So in that space, we also have a scan bar. Once we scan this, when you buy the book, you also will get the classes from Collab on law, ownership, leadership, and community. So print media is live and well in Camden, New Jersey as we push forward. Derek Cat, the goal and objective 30 years ago was to bring about change in our community. Taking it in that space of being gangsters, gangs, or whatever the ills was, to being entrepreneurs, fathers, and community leaders. So today I bring it all together to you to say, come join us, come be a part of, let us support you, come support those in this space so that we can advance our community.
All right. We're here at their academy. It's me, Janny Schmanny, on the Cover Level
As
podcast.
experts in online education.
What's going on, guys? We're in here. Try to get in here. All right, there we go. Back with a banger today. You know, it's News Trash Thursday. Papers is in the building. He's outside for a minute taking that important phone call. So that was our vision and our mission at their academy. We have all mics off. Thank you. We have our mission and our vision statement that we play every time, and we're going to be bringing you guys some more infomercials. So stay with us. Today we got a great guest coming up. It's going to be SHAUN Eli. I hope you went on his website. I've been posting it all on Facebook, brainschampagne.com. So Mr. Eli, he talks about several issues, all issues, and he brings humor into it. So, you know, life can be, you know, really a downer, or life can be good, but in every situation, if you find humor and you take everything with a smile, more than a grain of salt, then you can find some good in it. So he's going to be here later for us today. What's up, baby? You all right?
No, it's
You
going
look
on.
cool. You all right?
Yeah, I am cool.
We had a nice day. It was like 70 something.
Yeah, it was,
degrees.
but I was ready, prepared for the night when it dropped down to 40.
Yeah,
You know
I got
what I
my
mean?
coat in the car. I got this.
What up? It's your boy Paperman back with a Banger Man City on the Janny Schmanny Cover Level Podcast and WCMD Media. How y'all doing? What's going on with the fans? Everybody that's out there. I hope everybody is doing good and living well, because you never know what can happen.
That's right. You never know what can happen.
Risk, you know.
But we want to make sure that everything is good. So, you know, it's News Trash Thursday, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Let me see. I had a banner for that. So it's News Trash Thursday, and we got a couple stories for you guys today. And let me see if I can find them. We didn't actually go through the whole stories, but what we do is we pick interesting titles, captions, and then we read them and we discover them together. What's going on, everybody out there that's watching, viewing, and listening? What's going on? Let us know. You can make a comment or anything. Ask a question to anything that we're going. He did that, and I got them all off. So let me know if you can hear me now. So all the mics is off. He's saying that we had an echo earlier. So the mics are off now. So we'll see. All right. So I'm going to start with the first news story. You can determine whether it's trash or not. That's just the title of our, that we gave the segment. Some of it's trash, some of it's just news. So I'm going to tell y'all about the self-driving Waymo cars. They gathered in a San Francisco neighborhood and it was confusing the residents. Let's see why.
Yeah.
What? Well, it said it was a modern mystery in a tiny neighborhood in San Francisco's Richmond district, self-driving Waymo cars have been conversion at all hours of the day and night, mystifying the neighbors. So it was reported earlier this week, most would drive to the dead end on 15th Avenue, where they had no choice but to turn around and leave, according to the outlet. The neighbors had no idea why. Wonder why. So, okay. So one lady, she said, I noticed it while I was sleeping. I awoke to a strange hum that I thought there was a spacecraft outside of my window. That was a resident from the neighborhood. And then she said, there's some days it can be up to 50 cars, literally every 5 minutes. She said, we're all working from home, so this is what they hear. They're inside, they're working from home, and all of a sudden you hear all these cars out here. What the hell is going on?
So you're telling me that cars is out here driving on the road and nobody in them. All right, go ahead.
Well, they didn't say that.
All right,
I'm trying to see what the mystery was. She said, okay, the random influx of cars have been puzzling the residents. I'm puzzled myself. The cars aren't carting passengers to or fro. And when the locals asked the drivers why they're in the neighborhood, they said the cars are programmed and they're just doing their job. What the hell does that mean? So they was asked about the incident. They had Waymo had the weird happenings to traffic signs and things like that, and there was one-way streets, slow streets on the residential streets, and the drivers was discouraged from using the through traffic. So, I mean, I'm still trying to see what it says. It says the cars traveling north of California on 15th Avenue had to take a U-turn due to the presence of slow street signage on Lake. So they had the sign saying that it was slow on the street or whatever, and the drivers was, obeying the road rules. I don't know. They said it was anonymous technology. How does that happen?
They took the shorter route. They play with Waze. They on Waze.
They on Waze.
Yeah, they on
Waze. Waymo getting lost. Way more
so
getting stuck in traffic.
They take all back blocks and stuff like that.
Way more. So there's still no explanation. Everybody's on Twitter. They're saying that it's an unofficial invasion of the self-driving cars and things like that.
I don't even understand how people could even say anything about it.
Well, one user referred to it as a Black Mirror episode. And, that was referencing the dark dystopian Netflix series. So, it's a robot revolution,
Well, it is News Trash Thursday, so you bound to.
How do you guys feel about these automatic electric cars and everything doing what they do? Yeah, Debbie says it's fucking aliens, and it is. I think
it's freaking aliens, Debbie.
I don't like the robot thing. I don't like all that robot stuff. It creeped me out when they did the robot vacuum cleaner. You turn that thing on. What's it called? The vacuum cleaner. It's on
the little vacuum cleaner that does what it does. It just do what it do and it run around.
That thing
and all
creepy.
And it actually, they got the robot pool cleaners too, where it's a robot that's in the pool and it cleans the whole pool. It's the same. Different. No, it's the same thing.
But it's in there though, but it's not in there when you in there. It's in there to clean the pool. We know that's what it's going to do.
Yeah, but that's like the vacuums running around.
We don't want cars driving everywhere they want to drive and holding up traffic and stuff like that. You see the car that parks itself?
Oh, that's dope. That's the Tesla joint. Me and my man was talking about that earlier.
That is dope. I'm talking about the one that comes out of the parking spot.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And it comes out the parking
it comes
spot.
To the key. That's what we were just talking about. It's the Tesla joint, the new Tesla. You got the
Come
key, and all you press on the key is "Come get me," and
And
will
that
hit
thing
it
is crazy.
and the car back out of the parking spot, come from where it's at and come directly to where the key is, not where you are, but where the key is. So you're the key holder. So I believe it's alien technology.
I just don't.
It's the new Kit.
Them cars.
Remember Michael Kit?
Yeah, that's
the Kit
new
ain't Kit.
That's Kit.
You talk for him and all that. Before you know, it's Siri gonna be in your car talking about, Therese, where do you want to go?
Therese, where do you want to go?
Take me to San Francisco, baby. I want to go look at the bay. You know what I mean? Like, it should be like, okay, 30,000 miles just to be there. We'll be there in about 7 days. You be like, die, okay, let's go. Make Siri, can you make sure you take all the back blocks so I can look at nature? Okay, yeah, we'll have that in for you too. Do you want to skip tolls?
So Debbie, are you hearing us okay? I think you are. I like because we got comments, so I guess she's hearing us. Yeah, so we're gonna keep down to one mic so we don't screech.
So we got this next John. This John, I think, is like the funniest
I need tissue.
Of them all. You know what I'm saying?
Here. I got it.
I think that ain't the funniest of them all.
That thing is wet.
So they're the funny. This one is the funniest of them all. So that's what I said. Let me talk about this one because this one funny right here. It says a broken toilet on the SpaceX capsule means astronauts will return to Earth in diapers.
What? No.
What? How? So you mean to tell me that they can't flush out their waste, which means their piss, which means everything?
No, it's going out in space.
Yeah, they supposed to put it out in space, but how the door break and you can't open it? That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. So it says the journey back to Earth from space is never easy, but the astronauts aboard the SpaceX capsules coming home Monday will have an extra challenge to deal with. They will have an extra challenge to deal with. No working toilets. The 4 members of the SpaceX crew Dragon Endeavour will be wearing diapers as they splash down into the water. Are you
serious?
You know, in order to prevent anything else from splashing.
So
they're gonna wear diapers as they splash down in order to prevent anything else from splashing down too. So the crew for this mission, known as the Crew 2, has been at the International Space Station since April and have spent nearly 200 days in space. They spent nearly 200 days in space. It's been a very, very intense mission. A lot of things have happened, said the expedition commander and French astronaut Thomas Pasquet. In a press conference over the weekend, over the mission, they conducted a series of spacewalks, installation solar panels to upgrade the station power grid.
But they didn't fix the damn toilet.
But they ain't fixed the toilet. So y'all outside. Look, the things that I want to say right now is just too crazy. But let's go ahead. All right, they grew their first green chili pepper in space. Wow. Oh my goodness. Y'all growing chili green peppers out there. I could take my farm out in space.
See that?
I'll be the first to grow some. No, they was the first already. I'll be the first to put a farm out there. Listen, NASA, if y'all want me to come down, volunteer to go down to space, just pay my peoples $10 million. I'm coming. Y'all can keep me up there for as long as you want. All right.
She said,
so,
God bless.
in space they made tacos too, and even hosted private Russian film crews.
But they can't fix the toilet.
So listen, the SpaceX capsule
to deficit.
Nothing. So my whole thing is I at least poop 3 times a day.
They don't have nothing to poop in.
So 3 times 4.
That's crazy.
That's too many poops in one day. And where do you house that? How do you sit in urine and poop for the next, I guess, until Monday? You just can't. You might die. Just breathing in all them toxins is bad. So the SpaceX capsule is currently scheduled to undock from the International Space Station on Monday afternoon and return Monday night. Although all of that is dependent on the weather. All in all, the 4 crew members could spend up to 20 hours in the capsule. from the time the hatches are closed until they open again on Earth. Wow. So that means I poop 3 times a day. It's 24 hours. That means 6 poops, 6 times 4 people. It's too many poops in one day. I hope they live and make it out, and you know, it's gonna be crazy. So in this weekend's press conference, NASA astronaut Megan McArthur confirmed that the toilets on the Dragon Endeavour are broken. Of course, that suboptimal, but we're prepared to manage. She said with a smile, space flight is full of lots of challenges. This is just one more that we'll encounter and take care of on our mission. So that's good. This is not the first toilet issue on the SpaceX, by the way. This is what they say. An alarm went off on SpaceX all tourist flight. SpaceX all tourist flight? They had a flight for tourists?
Yeah.
They really going up in space, and this really not like fake no more. Okay. All right. So earlier this year, signaling a problem with the onboard waste management system, Bill Jester Maynard, a vice president at SpaceX, later said in a press conference that the spacecraft urine storage system has become disconnected in flight, allowing pooled urine to enter a fan system. It didn't cause any major problems on that flight. So you mean to tell me
it didn't cause no problem?
No. Hold on.
Diaper?
No. You did not hear what I just said. On the tourist flight, the urinal broke and it started to flow through the fan, so it blew piss all over the
but it didn't affect nothing.
So it blew piss on everybody. So imagine being covered in urine all day.
All day.
You smell, and urine smells nasty.
So you come back and you're in space.
Yeah, so I don't know how urine is out in space. It's probably like this, like big glob of stuff, like rolling past you, like
like you can
like
see
an alien. Like it's like, move out the way. And when it hits you, it just splatter like. Excuse me. But why, yo?
We are used to the animated stuff.
Yo, this is crazy. So, all right. So check this out. A similar problem was found on the Crew 2 capsule, which is why it hasn't been taken offline for this return journey home. NASA and SpaceX engineers say that they did intensive steps to make sure that the urine leak from April, when the crew was last in the Dragon capsule, would not have harmed the spacecraft over time. A new spacecraft X mission. Hold on.
It was pissy.
Yeah, Crew 3 is set to launch no earlier than Wednesday to continue the work of Crew 2. So, who was a longtime NASA Jenstester Miner, whatever his name is, who was a longtime NASA engineer?
Jurston Mayer.
Yeah, Jurston Mayer. There we go. Jurston Mayer, who was a longtime NASA engineer before joining SpaceX, says that the toilet problem has been fixed for the upcoming launch. So there will not be piss flinging at you, and there won't be poop splattering all over you. You know what I mean? 6 times 4 people in one day is just too much baloney, you know, everywhere in the air.
These stories is,
you can
find all these stories online at the same place that we get them. If you want to do any further research in them, we're not researching anything. We go by the title and we find out all the crazy stuff when we read it with you guys, and that's what we enjoy. Yeah, it's a shifty situation, Debbie says.
Yeah. Well, we do have another situation. I just want to talk about it because all the stars, everybody has been giving this guy so much, controversy because of what's going on with his case and everything like that in Oklahoma. So Oklahoma governor grants clemency to Julius Jones hours before he's set to be executed. I read this earlier. This is crazy.
It's crazy.
So Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt, they be having some crazy names. Stitt has
shit.
commuted the death sentence for Julius Jones after mounting public pressure and just hours before he was set to be executed. He was about to be set to be executed. He probably ate his last meal already and was like right there, and they just was like, yo, bring him back. You know what I mean? So Stitt reduced Jones' sentence to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole inadvertently before his scheduled lethal injection, but falling short of the state parole board's recommendations.
Oklahoma.
So after prayerful consideration and reviewing materials presented by all the sides of the case, I have determined to commute Julius Jones' sentence to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Without the possibility. So when they say possibility, without the possibility, he
will have life in
right,
prison.
but he may have a chance to get out because it's without the possibility.
All right. That he had.
So Jones, 41, was sentenced to death for the 1999 shooting death of Paul Howe in Edmond, Oklahoma. Jones was also has maintained his innocence. Attorneys fighting for his freedom say the case leading to his convictions was seriously flawed. So even though this judge may have, stopped his lethal injection, all right, that's cool. But at the end of the day, you guys are locking people up that really haven't done these murders.
But the guy
he was set up by his witness, by his code D.
You know that?
Yeah, I read it already. He was set up by his code D. They said that they had a bandana with a gun wrapped up. It was wrapped. The gun was wrapped inside of his bandana, inside of his attic that sits over top. That's over top of his room. Now, Julius was like, "Yo, my man was just at my crib. He was just at my crib. He stashed it up there. He told him he stashed it up there. But guess what? Who was the key witness in all this? The guy who stashed the gun. But let me tell y'all this. It's one thing about the court system that y'all don't know. If two people up for murder, right? And the one that did it tell and say he did it, he's automatically off.
Yeah.
Like he'll still get time, but he won't get the time that the other guy got because he read it before he turned state evidence. So that means like you could go in there and lie and say, listen, man, I ain't even do it. Bull did it because
evidence for the state.
Right. And Bull did his homework and did what he was supposed to do and put the gun up there, knew what he was doing, put the Bull DNA all on it. You know what I'm saying? He knew what to do. He knew what he was doing. You feel what I'm saying? Dudes is crafty. If he murdered one person, he murdered before. Know that. You know what I'm saying? So he knew what he was doing, premeditated, all that. So they didn't care about the. So let's get back to this. All right. So Jones was sentenced to death, 1999 for the death. All right. Boom. It was flawed. Questions over Jones' role in Howe's murder led the Oklahoma Pardon and Parole Board to recommend this month that his death sentence be commuted to life in prison with the possibility Oh, it says with the possibility of parole.
Yeah, because it's the not guilty plea and they're still fighting.
Right, still fighting. So why would you give him without parole, without possibility of parole? What it set up here without. So they want him to go back and give him. So this month his death sentence to commuted to life prison with the possibility of parole. The parole board didn't want him to have to get parole, but he will be, because at the end of the day, how do you give somebody life? Well, the death penalty, then turn around and give them life, knowing that the whole debacle or the whole story was criminated. It was all messed up. It was all messed up from the case. So for real, man, me personally, I would have exonerated the bull and locked the other bull up, just on the simple fact that you know how the game is. You just know how the game is, man.
But they can't go by.
Yeah, they can't go by that. They gotta go by the law and all that. But everything was messed up.
But they found, that's what they're saying.
Everything was messed up.
That's why he didn't get the injection.
Nah, yeah.
Because everything
he
was
shouldn't have got nothing. So Stitz Thursday
he
ordered.
Didn't get anything.
So this is what happened. Stitz ordered the state that Oklahoma law does not permit the parole board to recommend that a death sentence be commuted to life with the possibility of parole, citing a specific article in the state constitution.
It does. That sounds unconstitutional. That doesn't sound right, because if they were gonna take your life, why would they even give you the possibility to walk out of there?
Because it was all messed up. They know it. They know they messed up. Stitz acted on the board's recommendations just hours before Jones was set to be executed at 4 p.m.
for his case.
Stitz ordered Bears at the time, Bears a timestamp of 11:47 a.m. before he was executed at 4 p.m. So you know what I mean, at 11:47
he got the call.
4 hours to live, 3 hours and 15 minutes to live. Jones' mother, Madeline Davis Jones, released a statement. Madeline Davis Jones released a statement Thursday expressing her relief after dreading the execution of her son for over 20 years. I still believe that every day Julius spends behind bars is an injustice, and I will never stop speaking out for him or fighting for him. She said, but today is a good day, and I'm thankful to the government Stitz for that. A video posted by a reporter from the Oklahoma shows crowds of Jones supporters at the Oklahoma State Capitol cheering when they heard the news. Stitz's silence over the interviewing weeks prompt last-minute appeals from family members, activists, and celebrities. Major names like reality star Kim Kardashian West, who has become criminal justice advocate, and Baker Mayfield, quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, called for justice in Jones' case. This is the monarchy of the death penalty in America. In just over 2 weeks, an innocent man can be put to death. Kardashian West tweeted, "My heart breaks for Julius and so many others who have suffered from such tragic miscarriages of justice." Students from several areas, schools took part in the walkout on Wednesday to protest Jones' impending execution. The Oklahoma City Public Schools told the New York Times that more than 1,800 students across 13 schools participated in the demonstration. Oklahoma uses lethal injection to conduct executions. If Jones' executions had gone ahead, it would have been just the second in Oklahoma since 2015, when the state paused the practice after it was found to be using an incorrect mix of drugs in the process. Oklahoma executed John Marion Grant in October and had several more executions planned for the upcoming months. So don't think that these people are stopping. They're just knocking them down. And some of these people was innocent, some of them may not be.
So you know your case.
Know your case and know how to be a lawyer. Know how to look for your own stuff, man. Questions around Jones' co-defendant stories. Right. This is what I want to get to. This inconsiderate little, he can't take responsibility for what he did. You know you did it, but you want to get away with it for. I mean, who wouldn't want to get away with something? But you going to put somebody else down?
Come on, man. You don't crimes to get caught.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But you don't throw your homie under the bus just because you a nut.
Well, that's the law. That's the law
of
the streets now. That he was a snitch. He was a snitch.
Yeah, well, basically, he ratted on his homie. He a rat. He a rat. He's to me considered a rat because that's a rat.
That's a life sentence.
No, that's a rat.
That's a life
sentence.
You
did something with somebody, and you go tell them that he did it. Come on, man.
You don't consider being a snitch a rat a life sentence? All right, we ain't gonna go there. Let's keep moving. Keep moving.
Yeah, because I don't think everybody a rat.
No, I'm saying I a known rat.
Oh yeah, you did something with somebody. Yeah, that's a life sentence. You done. You're done. Now if it was a different situation, you know what I'm saying. But you know how it go. You know. So listen, on the night of on July 28, 1999, Jones says he was with his family at his parents' Oklahoma City house having dinner and playing board games.
Oh my God.
That's according to the Innocent Project. That's according to the Innocent Project people, nonprofit force focused on exonerating the wrongly convicted. Prosecutors have said Jones told a different story after his arrest. But around the same time, that even less than 20 miles away, Paul Howe was pulling up to his own parents' house moments later. He was shot and killed. The victim of the carjacking, Howe's sister, was an eyewitness to the crime. So Howe's family members testified before the parole board and said that they are convinced of Jones' guilt. They say that they feel re-victimized by the publicity the case has received. according to KOSU. Attorneys for Jones say that there are serious problems with the case. Chris Jordan, the co-defendant, this is the co-defendant in the case, and at the time of the shooting, a friend of Jones allegedly admitted to at least 3 cellmates that he was. Come on, this is the dumb shit. This is the dumb stuff right here. This is the dumb stuff.
Here it go.
This is the dumb
Tell him.
stuff.
Tell him.
He admitted to at least 3 cellmates that he was the one who killed Howell, not Jones. Because you want to know what he's doing right now. Yo, this is the same thing that's going on with my man right now that's locked up state, who I still look out for to this day because his homie he wasn't even near. He wasn't even near. His homie didn't want to go down by himself, so he just implemented his homie that wasn't even there.
That's the worst thing you could do.
Come on, man. And now he's sitting in jail trying to say, oh, no, it wasn't my man. You know, You trying. Come on, man.
I just didn't want
and my man been down for 30, 34, 33 years. Like, are you serious? He was 19 when he's 52 now? So listen to this. So Chris Jordan, the co-defendant in this case, and at the time of the shooting was a friend of Jones, allegedly admitted to at least 3 cellmates that he was the one who killed Howell, not Jones.
This is the
prosecutors say those cellmates are credible, according to the Associated Press.
How does he figure?
They are credible. Hold on. They are credible.
He going crazy. He going crazy. Bears will be right back. He hot. He hot. He getting naked.
Crazy, man.
This is their life. See that?
Hey, man, you don't know about sitting in a cell for something that you ain't did, man. I did the crime I went to jail for, so I ain't care. But I was feeling those dudes. I was feeling those dudes that was in there that didn't do the crime. I did my crime, and I don't care. I do it again. Prosecutors say those cellmates are credible, according to the Associated Press. Now check this out. Jordan spent the night at Jones' home after Howell's murder. He spent the night. So you know he had time to think like, man, I ain't going down for this. I'm gonna put while he sleep, put his DNA all on it, put his hand all on it, did all that. Yeah. I see the story through.
He knew all his boys' stuff,
right?
Everything was.
So Jordan spent the night at Jones' home after Howell's murder, according to reports. When he was questioned by police, Jordan told police the gun was in Jones' parents' house. Like, how did you know it was in there? Because you put it there. So Jordan testified against Jones and received a plea agreement. See, this is why.
States E.
This is why if you ever do something with somebody,
don't do nothing with nobody.
Don't do nothing with nobody. Because if you do something with somebody, you're going to have to kill him. So when he was questioned about, so I'm going to read this over for you again. Jordan spent the night at Jones' home after Howell's murder, according to reports. He was questioned by police. Jordan told police the gun was in Jones' parents' house. Jordan testified against Jones and received a plea agreement. He got out of prison after serving 15 years behind bars. He's a sucker. Listen, innocent pride. I don't care. Listen, I'm Paper Man back with a banger man. Holla at me. I don't care. Listen, it's your story. You fucked up, not me. Listen, Innocent Project points and racial bias in Jones' case. This is the Innocent Project points racial bias in Jones' case.
I'm still here, y'all.
The officer who arrested Jones reportedly called him the N-word.
I'm dead.
Dared him to run and then implied he would be shot if he did. Jones repeated that story in his retelling of the case to OU Daily. Now check this out. At trial, 11 out of 12 jurors were Caucasian.
Give me some Tic Tacs.
So, research by Francis Flanagan and associated professors in the Department of the Economics of Wake Forest University have shown that the racial makeup of juror can have an impact on the case and the outcome. You feel what I'm saying? Flanagan told NPR recently that data shows jurors composed of more black jurors are much more likely to acquit criminals, defendants across the board. Both white defendants and black defendants, white men on a jury are more likely to convict a black defendant and less likely to convict a white defendant, he said. You know this to
Well,
be
how
true.
are we supposed to be judged?
Listen, check this out. You're supposed to be judged as an equal person. We should have never been enslaved, for one. And it's another story. I can get into that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
All right.
Slavery.
All right, so there are questions about the record of District Attorney Bob Macy, who handled Jones' case, reports, indicate. So 1/3 of Macy's death penalty convictions have been overturned because of prosecution misconduct, the Innocent Program said. Many of those whose convictions are vacated are black. Last month, American Conservative Union published a letter to SITs on the case, pointing to questions surrounding Macy's reputation. So, can you take this down?
Well,
I need people to see me.
I'm just black.
Taken together, we believe that doubt about Jones' responsibility for capital crime is not insufficient. It's not insufficient. Insufficient. Sorry.
Where are you at?
So, all right.
Indeed.
Indeed. That is why the Oklahoma Board of Pardons and Parole recommended to commute of Jones' death sentence, despite troubling pressures tactics being waged by the Attorney District, David Parter, to cow them into rubber stamping the execution. The letter said in such circumstances, commuting Jones' sentence to life in prison would be appropriate. Public safety would be sustained. You feel what I'm saying? While the chances of a wrongful execution would be eliminated. Nah, it just don't even make no sense. What do you mean that the public will be safe? If this man didn't never do it, the public has been safe. The public ain't safe because there's more murderers and killers already out there that haven't been caught. Y'all keep locking up people that ain't did nothing.
And not getting the ones that have.
And not getting the ones that have because y'all too scared. You know what I'm saying? But then they want to they want to give out $139 million to the police to hire 1,000 more people across the nation of America. Get out of here!
Put it in these schools.
All right. So more than 6.5 million people have signed a petition supporting Jones. Locally, Justice for Julian and organizations founded by local supporters C.C. Jones Davis, no relation to Julius Jones, has been working for years to gather attention to Jones's cases. Activists have been protesting in the Oklahoma State Capitol to call on STIS to grant clemency in Jones' case. As Jones' execution neared, the volume of people calling for Jones' sentence to be commuted grew louder. The NFL, Mayfield's a former University of Oklahoma quarterback, talked to reporters about the case on Wednesday. I've been trying, even Viola Davis did a movie on it in 2018. I've been trying to get the facts stated and the truth to be told for a while, but it is tough to think about. Tried. Mayfield said, it is a shame that it has gotten this far. We are 24 hours away, so it's tough. Hopefully God can intervene and handle it correctly and do the things he needs to do. Advocating for Jones
because his life was saved.
Advocating for Jones. Let me say something. This ain't had nothing to do with God. This ain't had nothing. This had something to do with people supporting him. People supported this man. Had they not got support,
people don't support nothing.
It wouldn't have been done. It was support. People supported this man because God let everybody die every day.
God made the people.
He let everybody die every day. So support from these people got this man from being executed.
Everybody live and die every day. Don't forget. Don't think about all the bad stuff because all the good shit that you got came from God as well.
No, I understand that. But I'm just saying that this execution stop every day.
This
stop of execution.
God did not let him die.
It wasn't God. It was the people
who supported. Yeah, he has a lot of support.
Because God would have opened him up with
But it's
open
not
arms.
about
You know what I'm
God,
saying?
it's
When he
about
came.
money.
Yeah,
You
it's about
understand what
money.
I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's about money. The people came. The people that had money, they came and they spoke. The ordinary people couldn't even move.
He would have died. God would have given him a better
You
life in
understand?
heaven. You feel what I'm saying?
Do you understand that ordinary people are not able to move nothing? How many people do you know protest? How many protests have you been in? And
a lot.
The movement is worth nothing.
Worth nothing.
It's a bunch of noise. Okay,
Mhm.
so we got. Oh no, I think it was somebody.
Yeah, it is a shitty situation, Debbie.
Yeah. It is. Well, that was on the other thing.
It is. It's sad.
It's sad, but Debbie said it was a shitty situation when she was talking about the astronauts.
Oh my God.
Okay, so we're gonna go back with a banger.
Do you see
We're
this?
gonna get this right here.
Do you see
Let's
this?
get it back with a banger.
2 men convicted of killing
We're not gonna go into all this.
civil rights leader Malcolm X are exonerated in court.
Back with a banger.
Back with a bang.
This is called Average Brother, and it's by Laurie Edwards. He's an R&B soul singer. Let's get into that. We're back with a banger. Let's get papers, get a little break. So the situation is very touching for papers. You know, someone who has experienced a lot and has experienced being in prison. So he's okay.
I hate the judicial system. I hate it. I hate it. If it was up to me.
Average brother.
Average brother.
Laurie Edwards. Average
brother. That's what we are, man. It's sad, man. It's sad what's going on out here. It's really sad. You just gotta calm it down a little, bring the morale down a little bit.
I don't know what you're looking for.
That's
My guy, living out a perfect guy, but I can say at least I'm a real guy. If you could just
Yeah, I'll drink to that too, Dad.
on the inside of me,
I'll drink to that too. Oh, yeah. We'll drink to that together. Come on, let's drink to that, Danny. Drink with Deb.
So
I'm drinking with you, Debbie.
rich brother, I'm your rich brother. So deep, girl, I know one love. Average brother, yes, sir. Just an average brother. Deep, girl, no other.
These conversations. See, let me tell y'all something about me.
no, nothing.
Can't buy your fancy things. Can't buy your meat coats and bless your fingers with $1,000 rock ring. I'm just a two-job juggling, everyday struggling brother who's hustling.
That's the brother everyday struggle.
Know what I be the one that you love. Who's not a fly guy, baby, not a perfect guy, but I can say at least I'm a real guy. But if you could just see me and what's on the inside of me, there's beauty to know, beauty to know. Average brother, average brother. Just look in my eyes, take my hands. I'm just an average man. People, girl, like no other. I love you. This you see. No other. average brother. Yes, you see. But if you look deeper, girl, like no other, I'm not just average brother. Yes, you see. But if you look deeper, girl, like no other, I'm not.
Yeah. Sometimes you can be an average brother and just
let's talk about
get
that.
all into some stuff. So we're gonna have another little discussion of something papers just discovered, and it has to do with the justice system, and
Well, me personally, to this, I wasn't born back then. I don't know what happened and what occurred. So I really can't be biased about this situation because people who were there at that moment know who did the killing, of Malcolm X. With the 3 minutes they have. From the movie, I thought they caught him as soon as they came, as soon as they did it. So I don't understand what's going on. So, all right, let's go. Let's get into this because the movie depicted something else. It showed them getting caught, didn't it? Right after they killed them.
Yeah.
It showed them getting caught. So I don't understand what is going on right now. This is crazy. So 2 men convicted of killing civil rights leader Malcolm X are exonerated in court. So 2 men of the 3 men convicted of killing the civil rights activist Malcolm X were exonerated in a Manhattan court Thursday. A judge dismissed the convictions of Muhammad Aziz and Khalil Islam after a 22-month investigation unveiled new evidence of the men's innocence. The judge determined that the authorities withheld some evidence that might have cleared them during the investigation. The event has brought us to the court today should never have occurred. Aziz told the court, according to the Associated Press, I am an 83-year-old man who was victimized by the criminal justice system. District Attorney C.Y. Vance and lawyers representing the 2 men announced Wednesday that they would ask the court to vacate the wrongful conviction of Aziz and Islam. A move that debunked the official account about the assassination of the Fourier orator who was murdered on stage in 1965 in a hail of bullets in front of hundreds of people, including his daughters and pregnant wife. Aziz and Islam, members of the Nation of Islam, were sentenced to life in prison a year later alongside Mujahid Abdul Halim, then known as Mr. Hayer, and Thomas Hanger. So, yeah. While Halam confessed to the murders during the trial, he testified that neither Aziz nor Islam was involved, but he declined to name the men who had joined him in the attack.
Wow, then he should have been, you know what I mean?
I think that's the one who passed away when he. So meanwhile, Islam, then known as Thomas 15X Johnson, and Aziz, then known as Norman 3X Butler, also maintained their innocence.
3 times.
Halim eventually gave the names. Halim eventually gave the names of the 4 men who said were his accomplice in 1978, but his testimony failed to persuade officials to reopen the investigation of the murder, and a judge rejected a motion to vacate the convictions. Wow. So like right now, I can't be biased about none of this, but it's crazy because they have a lot right here, right now. This is Malcolm X, and this is, oh my goodness. So Halam was released in 2010 after spending more than 40 years in prison. Islam was released in 1987 and died in 2009. Aziz, who was released on parole in 1985, fought to clear his name with the help of the Innocence Project. Suspicion and speculations that the FBI NYPD had mishandled the case deliberately without withholding or ignoring information that would have ensured Islam and Aziz's freedom has persisted for more than a half a century. In 2020, a documentary called Who Killed Malcolm X raised a slew of new questions, untimely prompting the Vance the Vance to launch a new investigation. Who you talking?
All right. Well, they texted me like crazy. You know, I know. Just go ahead. I'm not texting.
The day of the murder, which was Sunday morning, I was laying over the couch with my injured foot up, and I heard it over the radio. Aziz remembers in the Who Killed Malcolm X. According to the Innocence Project, in addition to the multiple alibi witnesses, a doctor who treated Aziz at Jacob Hospital in the Bronx just hours before Malcolm's murder took the stand in Aziz's defense. Over the last 22 months, Vance's team has unearthed FBI documents that would have cast doubt on the improvement of Aziz in Islam. The involvement of Aziz in Islam. That evidence was available at the time of the trial, but was withheld from defense and prosecution.
That showed his innocence. That he had nothing to do with it. That's
crazy. So
wow.
The person who really did it died. And then he gave up the other 3 men that was with him, or the 4 men or whatever. He gave them up. But the justice system, because at the end of the day, this evidence and stuff like that makes them look stupid. They don't want to continue to look stupid by doing the right thing. So they just continue to, what we said a long time ago was right. So they withheld all that stuff, and I guess the other 4 men got away, or, shoot, do we even know if they were black?
It's Trash Thursday.
Let's figure that out, because it could have been a government disguise, act like they Muslims running there, part of the Nation Islam, shoot him up, but had one person there that was to take the fall. He took the fall. 2 other people fell with him. Years later, he finally confesses who it was. They don't want to open it because whatever reason. It's crazy.
All right. Well, we're getting prepared. Wait for our guest to come in. Let me put this. Okay.
I'm just so
you got that. I'm just putting your name.
In Boston. Let's shout out Boston, man, for electing their first black mayor.
Right.
After all these years, Boston. Whew. This is crazy.
Okay. So we sent out the alert. Give me just one.
And the
second.
Rittenhouse trial to me is
set this stuff up for.
That's another heap of hollow of bullets that you don't want to encounter. Like like that Rittenhouse trial. Damn, it ends again without a verdict. Like, what's going on? Like, y'all know he on video shooting people. Come on, people. Back in the day, I was throwing people under the jail. Y'all ain't have video. Y'all got video. And y'all still can't throw them under the jail.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Still can't do it. Okay, our guest is about to come in now, and I'm not even going to get the tape. Don't you see it?
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Oh,
hey, here I am. That's my face.
We're going to welcome our guest today, Mr. Shaun Eli of Brain Champagne. How are you doing today, sir?
I am okay. How are you two doing?
All right. Glad to have you. I know we last time we had to reschedule, but we're here now.
How do I know you didn't reschedule? Are you really there?
I'm really here.
Okay.
I'm moving. I'm alive. We're really here.
Yep.
So what we know about you is that you're a stand-up comedian.
Yep.
They say you're one of America's smartest comics. Why is that?
I guess everybody's dumber than me. I don't know.
Well, I've looked at some of your videos. I haven't been to any of your shows, but I looked at some of your videos, and you touch on like everyday things, and you just make it easier to swallow.
That's great.
This stuff is funny. I mean, you got to take it because you're laughing.
Well, I would say I touch on everyday things, but sometimes just stuff that's happened to me I think is ridiculous, and that's what I talk about.
True.
Absolutely.
So, what do you think about podcasts?
I've never done one before. I've never heard of it. What's a podcast?
Well, it's just when we sit here and we talk and we bullshit.
Yep. Well, I've done that before.
So Sean, you know who you remind me of, right?
Uh-oh. There's
Doesn't
three.
even know who you are.
All right. Well,
Who
I'm
are you?
paper man back with a banger man.
All right, but who do I remind you of?
They call me
I get one of three people. Wait, where's the camera? One of three people. So who do I remind you of?
All right. American Pie, the dad.
What?
No, he's Leonard from.
He's the dad of the guy who got caught in the room with the girl on video, Nadia, and the pop, and the dad came in. You remember the dad? You don't remember? You don't remember American Pie?
No, I don't. So
You've
do you
never
know the
seen
name
that
of the Do you know the name of the actor?
No. So
Hold on, because I get told I look like three people. So I'm gonna give me a second. I'm imdb.com. I'm gonna look it up if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. We got time.
He reminds me of the Big Bang Theory, Leonard.
Oh, Leonard.
No,
What's his real name? What's his real name?
I don't want to hear that.
Oh yeah. Taken by that, Leonard.
All right, I don't recognize any of the names.
Or Robin Williams.
Robin, I look nothing like Robin Williams.
Yeah, a little bit. You remind me of Robin Williams. Yeah, a little bit.
No, he's the dad from American Pie. I swear.
Yeah, I know it is the guy.
He went in and he was like, "What are you doing?"
If you say so. I get a lot of. I look like a lot of different people, and it's basically the hairline. They see the hairline and the blue eyes, and they say, "Oh, you look like this guy."
Who do they say you look like?
They say, and they generally say three people, one of three people, and two of them are sort of the same. So one of them is Larry Miller, who's a very funny comedian who I've met, and I look nothing like him.
Okay.
And another one they say is, and this is how they say it. They never say Jason Alexander. They say George Costanza, which I hate.
George
Costanza got that. No way. No.
I agree with you. And
you look exactly like the dad from American Pie. I got no. Listen, and I'm good with.
Find out the name so he can look it up.
All right. You saying American Pie or American Pop? You say American Pie. Pie.
Pull up the actors from American Pie.
Hold on. Because one of it might be Larry Miller. I guess I'll have to see. Hold on.
He played the father.
All right, I'm looking for all cast and crew. So I don't know who the father is, but let me see. Hold on, father. So I'll see if it's. Nope, I don't know who it is. So
well, it's on him. He's gonna have to.
I'll have to take your word for it.
Where is he at?
Was it Jim?
Yeah, Jim's dad. Eugene Levy.
Eugene Levy.
Yeah.
What? I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
You know what? I know what he looks like, but now I got to pull up a picture of him.
Yeah.
You got to be kidding.
Yeah, we tried to get the picture. It's not letting us pull the picture up.
Hold on, I got his picture here.
No way.
No, thick eyebrows and receding hairline. Other than, well, you know what? I could see a little bit.
You got to actually watch American Pie. Don't look at the original guy. But in the scene, as him as the actor, yeah, you guys.
Yeah, but I saw the movie 20 years ago, and I don't think I looked like that 20 years ago.
No, you probably did. Your hairline was probably down here.
Oh, yeah. My hair was down to here, of course.
I had talked about you a little bit earlier in the segment, but I wanted you to be able to tell the people, some of the places and stuff that you performed at. I know that there's a lot of press, there's a lot of write-ups about you. You can read about you in almost every thing going on, CNN, the Daily News, and you know, the New York Post, like just put your name up and or brainchampagne.com, and it's just
Well,
you're everywhere.
I try very hard to get publicity. It's something I really work hard at. But I've performed, well, just as an example, this past weekend I was in Maryland at the Black Rock Center for the Arts on Friday, and on Saturday at the Madison Theater on Long Island, and I'll be in Boston this coming Saturday. But I performed in, you know, on 5 continents, so I performed in like a dozen countries so far.
Don't tell me you skipped New Jersey.
I've not skipped New Jersey. I try to skip New Jersey. Here's what I know about New Jersey. Are you in New Jersey?
Yes.
I lost my virginity in New Jersey.
So did I.
Right in the boot, huh? That's what Jersey is considered, the boot, right?
Well, I had to do it somewhere. New Jersey won or lost, depending.
That's crazy. So where have you done any stand-up comedy in Philadelphia?
I'm trying to think, actually, because I went to college in Philly, but I didn't do stand-up in college.
Okay. Where did you go to college at?
University of Pennsylvania.
Oh, you went to University of Pennsylvania. Okay, great.
Okay, so I performed. I don't know that I performed in the city of Philadelphia, but I performed at New Hope Winery in New Hope, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I've performed at the Sellersville Theater a bunch of times in Sellersville, PA.
Oh, okay. What was your toughest event? Your toughest crowd?
Well, when you start out and you're no good, every crowd's tough. But
Yeah, and I want to ask that before you get into that. Every actor, I mean, every comedian says that their first stand-up comedy is like,
no, you know, sometimes you just have such high energy at the first show that you do okay. It's after that it's a letdown because, and people also, if you announce it's your first time, you get a lot of credit from the audience, so they're good to you.
okay.
It's the next 1,000 shows that are hard.
Is that the pity laughs?
Yeah, well, or at least they give you, I don't know if it's pity or they just give you more leeway.
Oh, okay. We'll say, oh, it's his first time. That's sort of funny.
Yeah.
And then they go with it.
Well, see, it's a weird art form because almost everything, like you two know a lot about music. When you start in music, you're probably like 5 years old or 7 years old, and you're going to suck. But your parents give you support and your friends give you support. And by the time you're 15 or so, you're probably pretty good. But people don't start and stand up till they're adults, and they don't have that, you know, benefit of the doubt.
Oh, that's crazy.
So
I know
it's
a lot of jokes, but I had knew all some kind of crazy jokes. You know what I mean?
Now,
Like,
now how
those
long have you
comedians
been
that we
doing
my
comedy?
father.
Yeah. How long have you been doing comedy?
18 years.
18 years.
Wow.
Now, before the 18 years, did you already have a background of just being funny in front of the family or anything? Like, what led you up to becoming such a great sensation?
Thanks. Well, I've been writing jokes for a long time and not performing them. But I think my theory is everybody starts out funny. If you look at little kids playing, they're laughing all the time. And then what happens is when you're funny where you're not expected to be, like in school, they tell you to shut up. And if they tell you to shut up enough, you stop trying to be funny in those kind of situations. But if you're the shy kid who always thought of something funny but never opened your mouth, you didn't get funny beat out of you, so it makes it a lot easier.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. That's great. That's
That's
great.
another way of looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah, that
So,
is.
which one were you?
he
I was
was the latter.
I was the
He was the
quiet
latter.
kid.
Yeah, he was the latter.
Like, yeah.
Oh
Wow.
man. So that's good. That's good. So like what gave you that spark when you hit that 18th, that first year, that 18th year?
Well, the first year I started because somebody talked me into trying it. I was on a date and a woman said, "Hey, you should try stand-up comedy." And I said, "I'm not really a performer." And she said I should take a comedy class, and I tried it and started performing. But now, the last year and a half's been tough on everybody, but we're starting to get back to normal.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now,
Yeah, well, do you think that the internet during the pandemic was a good thing for your shows? Did you slow down on performing?
oh, he does online comedy. Oh,
Yeah. Well, I would say for the first couple of months, it was really tough on comedians because we didn't quite know how to work it. Because what happens is when you're in front of an audience, you tell a joke, somebody starts laughing immediately, and within a second, everybody else is laughing. When you're doing a show on the internet, you tell a joke, there's a delay before they hear it. By the time they start laughing and it gets back to you, you're already starting the next joke. So we had to learn to just
wow, yeah, never thought about that.
Wow, that's
and then there's no hecklers.
Right.
Well, there are once, but then you hit the mute button and then they're not heckling anymore.
That you can control.
It actually was a bigger, hecklers weren't the problem so much as phones ringing and dogs barking and people not
so
real.
You can actually see your crowd of people that was watching you?
Yeah, if you do a show on Zoom, you can have it on, I don't know what they call it, but like audience mode where you just see everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's just a room, and then what? You're the main course and everybody else is paying attention. Wow.
Right.
You never see like on the
the delay would have just cracked me up.
The Fox 29 has the feed at night, and they have all the people like a lot of the talk shows that had to go online. They had virtual audience, so it was a virtual audience. Yes.
Oh, that's decent, man. Shoot.
So how about well, I heard that you once was a world-class athlete.
Oh.
Yeah, and 2 sports nobody gives a damn about.
Oh man, don't tell me what the first one is.
Don't tell you?
Yeah, what is it?
All right, I was a rower and a dragon boat racer.
What?
So you
have a dragon boat. I know what that is. That's those long skinny boats.
You're the only one who does, because I've been explaining it to everybody for
long skinny boats, right?
It's like 40. It's like 20.
Good. So that means you got a lot of power in your upper torso.
Used to.
Oh, used to it flapped away.
I don't know. I'm definitely not as strong as I was 30 years ago.
Right, facts. Oh, that's
like,
decent.
I mean, like, I was read your bio and stuff, and there was some crazy things on there, like giving your car to a hitchhiker. And all
not give. I sold. I sold my car to a hitchhiker.
Oh, you sold it to it.
Didn't give it away.
You ain't giving nothing away, right? But advice.
I got $1,000. I wasn't giving it away.
Well, what happened? Tell us this. So I want to know what happened.
All right. So I used to have a job, and I live in New York, and I used to have a job in Greenwich, Connecticut. Okay. And one day I was coming home and driving my Volkswagen Rabbit, and I picked up a hitchhiker, and he said, "Wow, and it was a Volkswagen Rabbit." And he said, "Wow, this is a cool car. My friend has one of these. I would like to buy one of these when I have enough money." And I thought, okay, fine, dropped him off. And then like 9 months later, I'm driving, pick up the same hitchhiker, and he's like, "You picked me up before." And I'm like, "Yeah, you liked my car." He said, "Yeah, I want to buy one of these." And I'm like, "Well, this is for sale." And I sold it to him.
Wow, in a million years. That's decent.
He probably still got it.
I don't think so.
He probably still got it.
It was a 1979 diesel Rabbit. When I sold it to him, it had over 100,000 miles. There's no way that car's still on the road.
I remember him. Oh my God, crazy.
That is crazy. So, what was your first love before comedy? Like, what did you want to do in life? Besides rowing, besides that, what did you solely wanted to do before you just had this miraculous change?
Well, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a baseball player, but I wasn't nearly good enough. So that was out. I don't know. I had a whole bunch of, race car driver, all that things that look cool when you're a kid. But there was nothing I was passionate about until I started doing this. There's nothing that I said, "Oh, I want to do this for a living."
Yeah. That's just what me and my friend was talking about earlier. We was like, man, we said we do these jobs every day, work these 9 to 5s and stuff like that, and just to pay the bills and do stuff for our family. But it's not the stuff that we love to do. The things that we like to do, we want to, succeed in. So it's like, when do you get that break to be able to be phenomenal is the question.
The way I look at it, most people don't like their jobs, and that's why they got to pay you to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So I'm fortunate. I like what I do. There aren't that many people that can say that.
Mm-hmm.
So can you tell us some of the benefits of humor, like in our health and business and everyday life?
I mean, there's a lot. It helps you break the ice with people. They've done studies and found that if you have humor at the end of a corporate conference, people remember the conference better and they want to come back. So that's good. People have done studies on how healthy it is to laugh. I don't know much about that side of it, but it's definitely good to, makes
It is
people
good to
feel better.
laugh. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, like, do you like would you recommend like somebody that was in the corporate field and they were like giving a lecture to use a few jokes?
Oh, absolutely. I know a guy who talks for a living. He basically lectures for a living, and he said it's only necessary to be funny in your presentation if you expect to get paid. Because even if you look at even like a serious movie, that isn't a comedy will have some things to laugh at in it, because
Yeah.
you need the break. You can't just watch a movie for an hour and a half with nothing that makes you laugh.
Yeah, nothing that makes
And
you
it's the
laugh.
same with the presentation. You hear a speaker, you want to have something that makes you feel good during the speech.
Right. Facts.
That's
intelligent. So with you being this intelligent,
yeah, she's saying we have. Excuse me, one second. From one of our viewers, she says, "Yeah, you look like Eugene."
Yeah, one of our viewers said you look like Eugene.
Oh no! Wait, I have glasses. Will this help? This make me look more like him?
Yeah, even more.
She says she agrees. Debbie agrees.
Yeah. So do you have a family that you support and or anything like that? Wife,
Nope,
kid?
just me.
Just you.
Nope.
Wow. The
Just
single
me.
all these years, huh?
Well, it definitely makes things easy, because here's the thing about comedy is,
all these years.
What?
He say you're single all these years.
All these years.
What years?
Whatever years I've been on the planet.
he knows when he's been single.
So you've always been single? Because he's saying all these years like he knows something.
Well,
I can tell.
It's a weird thing about comedy, because when you start and you're, let's say, 25 years old and you're living in your parents' basement, traveling the country and breaking even is not a bad life. But when you're grown up and you got a mortgage to pay and a roof to fix, you got to earn a living.
Yeah, you gotta support people. Yeah,
absolutely. That's cool, because you actually have the benefit of not having too much of a responsibility of others to really bring you down and not get you to you're at an elevated level that you need to get to in comedy. And me as being a rapper, and me having kids and a wife and and stuff like that, and new baby mothers and stuff like that, it makes it hard.
Wait. So how many kids do you have? And with
you opened up that.
I got 2 kids. I got 2 baby mothers. One's a wife, one's a baby mother, soon to be a wife.
Oh, okay.
But with that being said, it takes a lot away from my career as far as my timing that I have. My timing. And
your decisions affect more than just you.
Right. Because that week that you take off could have been your timing right there that you took off. Now it's gone. So your opportunity is left, and you got to wait for another opportunity to come. So with that being said, you have the full amount of grass, and that's why you're able to be what you are and be creative at what you do.
It definitely helps, but I will say this: the comics who have families who are around other people all the time have more life experiences to write jokes about. Because for the last year and a half, I've basically been home and not much new has happened for me to come up with material. So there is that drawback. But it also gave me more time to just sit down and write, because I wasn't performing very much.
Right. Because then you could get into your fantasy jokes. You could start making jokes up. You know what I mean? You have it, because listen, I do that sometimes with like when I enter a competition for and I know I gotta go against 10, 12 people that's around the world, I'll get animated. I'll do something that I've never done before. I'll say stuff that I never said before, think of things that I never thought before, and get down and I'll write and I'll step out of the norm. And then people will look at me like, Darius, this is not you. And I'll be like, but I'm in a competition against people who I don't know. So it's always good for comedy for you guys to be in comedy and just come up with things that's out of the, just make up a story. You ever think that, just make up some comedy?
Well, sometimes, but a lot of stuff is just stuff that's happened to me. The beautiful thing about stand-up is, you ever have the experience where somebody does or says something and you don't know how to react, and then like the next day you think, damn, that's what I should have said? Well, I can tell that story and make myself say that at the time, so it sounds like I won the argument when I didn't.
That's crazy.
That's
That's crazy right there.
Well, Sean, you have a lot of other famous comedians and talk show hosts and whatnot and everything, and they seem to love you. You know, main one, everybody loves Jay Leno.
Oh,
You don't look like him or nothing, though. Thank God.
Wait,
so
hold
Jay
on.
Leno loves you. Loves you.
Thank God. Yeah, right.
No,
Thank
chop,
God.
pull the
You
chin
don't
down.
look like
It's not working.
So that's not working. But he says that you have, you know, the kind of smart comedy that he would like to use in his opening monologues.
Yeah.
Yeah, because with being smart with comedy, you're actually implementing things that really mean something, but you're giving it to the people so they can listen, and they'll listen because it's a comedy, and it'll be better for them to remember because it's something of the norm.
They swallow it better.
They swallow it better, right?
Yeah.
That's just like political rappers and stuff like that. They dumb it down, but still talk facts. It could get across the plane and still in like a hood type of way, you know.
So is there anything that you would like to get across?
Yeah.
Well, aside from the obvious promotional stuff, where you know my website is right there.
Right.
If people want to hire me, just send me an email and say, "Hey, we want to hire you for a show." Because I do clean comedy, so I can work not just in comedy clubs and theaters, but
Yeah, but we're broke. Do you charge a lot of money?
charge tons of money.
No, yes. So
Depends on the audience.
in podcast land, okay.
Yeah.
There's the website. Oh, it's over there. There's the website. He's for hire, and he charges a lot of money.
Not necessarily. I do have a charity rate. I do shows for houses of worship, so your church is going to get charged a lot less than a corporation will.
Right.
Oh,
Absolutely.
That's nice. What is your best church joke?
I don't know that.
We don't have to give us the best one.
I don't know. I gotta hear this because they don't allow nothing to go on wrong in the church. Go ahead.
No, we don't.
Well, I remember being on the pulpit in a church, and I'm like, "Am I the first Jew you've had here in your church?" And then I look up, and of course, there's Jesus up there, and I'm like, "Well, maybe the second one."
That's a good joke. That's a good joke. I love it.
All right. Okay.
So when I emailed him and asked him to come on the show, he told me, "What did you tell me? You were just an average Jewish white man of 50-something years old or something." I'm trying to recall it.
I don't know. I might have said I'm just like a generic white guy. I don't think there's that thing nothing distinguishing about me, except apparently I look like Eugene Levy.
Apparently, we don't even know who the hell he is.
He uses the big words and like puts like a spin on them, and it makes you laugh.
What big words have I used today?
I know, right? Apparently, that's all.
Oh, okay.
Really.
Well, apparently it's 4 syllables.
Over his head.
Yeah, apparently, generic. People don't use generic. He put a spin on generic. But that's funny though. That's cool. That's cool. I like that, man. I like the differentness you bring to it.
So, talking about other people in your jokes, who do you like most to be the blunt of your joke?
My parents definitely get the most.
Oh wow!
Oh man.
Well, it's just they've done weird things, so I get to talk about it. But
so now, do they get to listen to your comedy or anything? Do they see it?
Yeah, they've seen it. None of it's mean, so they're okay with it.
All right.
But if I'm fighting with my cell phone company, they're gonna get blasted.
Oh yeah, I love fighting with the companies now. If I was a comedian, I would have a whole lot to say about a whole lot of companies because. Well, I haven't did it in a long time, which I really should get back to it, but I'm a blogger. So we do a lot of reviews as well. So
now
every little thing is
everything. Huh?
Tic Tacs with Coca-Cola in it.
What?
It was a review. Yeah, Tic Tacs
Really?
made with Coca-Cola.
That is a terrible flavor combination.
It got to be.
I don't
just
taste
tasted it.
I don't taste anything.
I really did. Yeah,
What did we get?
I didn't taste nothing. But
I had something. I was in LA a couple of years ago, and they were trying out. I think it was like orange vanilla Pepsi or orange vanilla, and it was horrible.
It was hard. I didn't like that.
It was hard.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, I tried it. No way.
Yeah, vanilla doesn't work there.
So, Sean, I've always been a comedian.
Okay.
My whole life, right?
You don't make no money.
I don't make no money. I never took it serious. I never did it. I never got on stage and was acting or did comedian or anything. It's just I'm around the family. I will grind people up. The sawdust. They get on my live. I grind them up like my sister. She like to go back and forth with me because she a comedian. She actually does comedian. So one day I told her, I said, sis, you know, we need to do rap and comedian together. So I said, okay, cool. We can do this. This is going to work. I'm over your house. I'm coming over. I get over there. When I tell you that she had me rapping the whole time and didn't even want to say anything, didn't want to do anything. She kept talking about, oh, my hair ain't right. I ain't looking good. You know, no, I ain't getting on the camera. And I'm like, sis, you're the comedian of the family. You actually have a title that says comedian. Get out there and do it. She just, when she gets in front of me and I grind her up and I do comedian jokes back with her, I like trump her comedian jokes. So she just be like, why don't you just be the comedian then?
Well,
I be looking like, no, it's for you.
As long as she doesn't start rapping, then I guess you got the whole stage to yourself.
That's
right. Oh man, yeah. So I know this though. Being a comedian brings a lot of joy. And so do you ever have like moments in your life when like you're down and out and when you get in front of the people, does it open you up to be, you know, to man, I just lost
trying to say?
No, this is what I was trying to say. With you being a comedian, or is there ever a time when you're down and out and comedian doesn't work for you? It doesn't lift your spirits, or does it lift your spirits at times? You know, when you're in a funk, does it lift your spirits when you do it, or when you're down, or does it not?
It does help, but I will say, you know, everybody has a bad day at work once in a while, so you know, a bad show is difficult to deal with, even under the best of circumstances. But here's the thing, though. There's some wisdom that comes with age, because if you're 20 years old and you have a bad show, you're miserable for like a week because you had a bad show. And if you're 40 years old and you have a bad show, you sit down and you say, what went wrong? What could I do to make sure that never happens again? And then you start thinking about the next show and not the past show. So, you know, if things aren't going well, I just try to put it behind me.
That's great. That's great.
So do you tell dirty jokes?
I don't. You know, when I took a comedy class, the instructor said, if you can be clean, it's a good business decision to be a clean comedian. And I just don't tend to think of dirty jokes. You know, I have a few. I don't really tell them, but I've, you know, thought of a few. But listen, I can't go into your church.
Can't control the thoughts.
What?
Can't control the thoughts.
Right.
He thought of a few.
But I'm not going to go on stage and tell them if it's going to get making a living from it.
Right. So earlier on our segment, we were talking about, we do what we call News Trash Thursday, and we, you know, take some news articles and we discuss them. Well, we were talking about the guy that was on death row. He was hours away from his lethal injection. And he got it overturned. Yeah. So we were talking about that. How do you have any jokes?
Well, what comes to mind is, you know, what comes to mind is he probably had this really fancy last meal, and it wasn't his last meal, so they're going to make him pay for it.
That's a good one. Oh my God. Yeah, now you got to pay for that meal.
Ain't that what I said when I was on there? I said he probably got down all the way down to his last meal, and they said, "Yo, bring it back."
We didn't think about it. He had to pay for it, though. It's not his last meal. Wow.
Oh my goodness, that was a good one.
That was a
Wow,
good
I love it. I
That
love it.
was a
I love
good
it.
one.
Yeah, I love it.
If they asked me what my last meal was, I would say, could I have wine? And when they say yes, we'd say, okay, I want a bottle of the year 2090 vintage champagne. Like it hasn't been made yet. And I'm like, then we'll wait.
And I wonder if you was to get like, because that would be like my last request too. I would want, like a bottle of Hennessy and like, get me like an ounce of marijuana so I could just go ahead. But I was thinking about the execution. I said, well, if you was to drink liquor and do marijuana and all that stuff right before you get your execution, would that actually save your life? Because you know how the drunkest people out here like really like they get thrown out of cars and just like still be living, or you know what I mean?
You know what would happen if you drink enough alcohol if they give you the electric chair, you just explode.
Oh my God, y'all the worst.
You know what I want in my last meal? I want the antidote for the lethal injection in my last meal.
The antidote.
Like they give you the needle and you're like, ha, it didn't work.
Yeah, let me get the antidote for the last.
We're here on the Comfort Level
Oh
podcast.
my goodness, I would have never thought of that. That is so funny.
SHAUN ELI from
Oh my God, it is so funny. This is crazy. I
Make sure you go check that out.
love the sarcasm. I love it. It's always been a love of Caucasian humor. It's like the best. It's like, I swear.
Caucasian humor?
They're different.
No, it is.
Humor?
Oh, okay. Caucasian humor? Yeah, hell yeah. It's a big difference. Big difference.
All right.
It's funny it's funny as hell, but it go over people's heads so much. That they
try not to.
Because I watched Seinfeld for years. So I know dry humor, and it's really funny. It's really funny. It's really funny. Like he didn't have to try. He just said, "Hey, let me get the antidote for the last meal." It's like, what the hell? Who thinks of that and does it so great? Just does it without having to be funny. Bob Newhart.
What about him? Oh, it's like a subtle,
dry humor.
Yeah.
I love it. I loved it. I always loved Bob Newhart. People couldn't, like he's saying, the humor is different, goes over people's head.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And it has meaning behind it too. You want stuff that has meaning behind it. You know what I mean? Nowadays, because don't stitch my head up with a bunch of balonzia. At least give me something that I could, think about and later just be like, all right, he was really spitting facts, but it was funny. Let me think. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't want to. There's a lot of comedians who just, their jokes are just jokey and there's no real substance to it, and that's fine. Because I don't want to do that if I don't have to.
I'm glad. Substance. That's what I want to say. There, I like somebody telling jokes that has substance because you're just laughing and like it's a difference than like picking on the big fat person over there that has on the red pants that are way too small or something like that, rather than you talking about how the material doesn't last or doesn't have durability.
Right.
Well, I don't believe in picking on the audience unless I'm provoked. If they start it, that's different. But even so, I try to deflect and just move on unless I have to deal with it. But it's really easy to make fun of the audience, but then you discover that they don't come back. Well, I've met when you start in comedy, you try to get people to come to shows. And there are a lot of people I'd say, have you ever been to a comedy club? And they'd be like, I used to go all the time, but then the comedian made fun of me and I never went back.
Oh, wow.
So that's just bad business.
Yeah.
You pick on the audience.
Yeah.
I've said to people, the reason the club is half empty today is because yesterday you were an asshole.
See, it's so simple and just right to the point. Like, it is funny. Like, you can't. Like, I love it. Well, like tonight, I'm going to actually put you on my big screen and just watch you all day. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fall asleep to SHAUN tonight. Watch it.
I don't want you falling asleep. That's not an endorsement.
God, fall asleep.
How big's your big screen?
It's big.
He said it's big. It's big.
Oh,
Oh
man.
my God.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody knows that black people's screens are bigger than white people's screens.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah, our screens are big.
They are. Why,
I think I got like
why
an
is
80.
that?
I got like an 80-inch.
That was a dick joke that apparently didn't work.
Yeah. Oh. It didn't work. We didn't go there.
That went
Down
right
there.
over my head. I said,
Down there.
now I get it. It went right over my head.
80 is a big TV though.
Yeah, I definitely. And you could imagine why I need a big TV, right?
So how about when you're dating and you go on date, you meet a nice date at a restaurant or whatever. I mean, first time date, breaking the ice.
Oh, he did. The first time date, he got some. She told him to go be a comedian. You forgot.
That was 18 years ago.
I didn't want to say the underlying joke behind it, but yeah.
But here's what happens. You know what women will say to me on a date very often? You're not going to talk about me on stage, are you? And I'll be like, no, of course not. And then I'm like, yes, I am, because if I can get a joke out of it, listen, dating's expensive. If I can get a joke out of it, it makes my date tax deductible. Why wouldn't I do it?
Oh wow, got a joke out of it.
This is crazy. I love it.
You're the workload.
Oh, I love
Jennifer, you're just a tax deduction.
She's just a tax deduction. Oh man, that is crazy. Yeah, he's smart. He's smart. Yeah,
So,
they definitely predicted that to be the right thing.
Just tell us some of the people that you opened for.
I've worked with Robert Klein, Jim Gaffigan, Jerry Seinfeld. It's a lot of people. I mostly work with people you've never heard of who were hilarious.
How was it working with Jerry?
It was actually kind of interesting because I was hosting a show. I was emceeing a show at Gotham Comedy Club, and they told me he was coming, so I knew he would be there. And the way the club is laid out, I could see from the stage. I knew he was there, but the audience couldn't. And I said, I got on stage, and this is like 10 years ago, the height of his popularity. I said, one of the things I love about working here is I get to say things like, ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Seinfeld. And the place goes nuts, right? And no Jerry Seinfeld. And then the applause dies down, and then I could feel them turning on me, like the audience's attitude is like, you're screwing with us. Why did you say that? He's not here. And then I know he's there, and I know he's the one screwing with me. And then like 5 seconds later, he comes walking out to even bigger applause.
That's crazy.
And he whispers in my ear, they didn't believe you. And I said, keep whispering a little bit longer. It'll look like I actually know you.
That was good. That was really good, though.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
I felt like they were ready to kill me before he came out.
Right. So what did he
That's
say after
huge.
hearing your
That's huge.
hearing? Did he give you any advice? Did he tell you that
No.
he liked your stuff? No.
No, he just, as soon as he was done, he ran right out the building and got in his car and drove away.
So he whispered in your ear.
Yeah, so I guess we're dating now.
He was the yin yang twins. Y'all was the yin yang twins.
Wow.
Yeah, let me tell you a little bit.
Well, we appreciate
my
clean comedy.
Yes, I do.
And
I
stuff
like it.
like that. You know what I mean? Because it helps us look at life a little bit better. Just take some of the weight off our shoulders. We're all going through so much. We're trying to bond back with our families. Where this COVID kept us away and things like that. We lost a lot of loved ones and. A lot of money was missing. And people could work or they're working online and stuff like that. And everybody had to do, a 360 on their lives because of what's going on now. Do you have any good COVID jokes?
I had a couple, but I try to avoid them on stage. But hold on. I haven't really told him in a while. Give me 1 second. I'll pull him up on my computer and see what I could find.
How you gonna do that? Just like a lyricist.
Yeah.
All right, so here's one. So if you'd asked me as a kid what I was going to be when I grew up, I might have said race car driver or scientist. Never in a million years would I have guessed hermit.
That's what the COVID is making us all hermits.
Because I'm just basically sitting at home. So
Never
let me ask you this. How much did you learn American geography because you were sitting at home tracking your package deliveries on the internet?
Oh, it just landed in Norway. It's going to take a couple of days to be back. It's going to be in Cincinnati by Tuesday.
Okay, I got to take this route, that route.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my stuff is still sitting in Hokenboken,
Hokenboken?
inside of the warehouse. It hasn't landed yet. Like,
Did you say Hokenboken? So I got one more. I was getting my groceries delivered, but I had to actually go to a store because I needed to buy a card that said, "Congratulations on your Zoom wedding." Uh-oh, I lost my audience. Where's my audience?
You can't go to the wedding, but you can go to the store and get the card.
I got invited to my friend's daughter's wedding, and it was on Zoom, and they put their Venmo info in the chat for wedding gifts. Like, that's a little cheesy.
Well, they could have had the. You also.
Oh my God, I'm in tears. Oh my God.
The gift sent, then they can sit there and they can track.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Learn geography.
They was about to start a GoFundMe.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the
my goodness, this is too much. Oh, I needed this laugh.
Ivy League.
Woo, Ivy League, baby. Yes.
So there you have it. Perfect thing. You needed to laugh, so you got to laugh.
Yeah, I needed that. Oh my goodness.
He's over here sweating and crying. I don't know what you're doing to it.
I think he was hitting Hennessy before the show.
Oh, it's the Henny. Probably was.
Oh my goodness, that was crazy. No, because our last comedian that we had on, we had him actually here, and he got to sit over there on the side on a comfy couch.
He was black.
He does the same thing that you do, and he puts smart.
Who was it?
Smart things in there. What's his name?
Ken Jones.
Ken Jones. Now listen, Ken Jones is a friend of my friend that's a comedian, Classy Lloyd, and he's funny too. And Ken Jones and him work together. So when he was here, he was intelligent. It was like all right, yeah, he's getting somewhere. So I love comedy.
More of a local, just getting.
But he does a lot of shows, and he's getting paid off of it. Yeah. I didn't know comedy was that fruitful, because I'm like, wow, all you do is comedy, and you about to buy a house.
You have to hold.
We get to make fun of New Jersey for a living. What's
right? Kick them right in the boot.
But it's a certain knack to it. You have to know what you're talking about to make things funny, because you could come off insulting, and that's one thing people don't want to be insulted.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can be insulted with a joke, but it doesn't. It's not as harsh. You just skim the top of insulting somebody.
Well, the good thing about being on stage is they know that you're just joking. If I make a silly or sarcastic comment just in front of friends or family or other people, sometimes they don't realize it's a joke, and they think I'm making fun of them rather than what's happening to them.
Right.
So
and that's the outcome is not all that. I mean, it would be nice if we could get him to come here in the
where are you located at?
I'm just north of New York City, but I'm not coming to New Jersey for this. Come on.
New Jersey.
I don't even know where in Jersey you are.
I know, but
It's
No,
safe here.
don't-
It's safe here. We're fenced in. and everything. Look, we used to be the murder capital of the world.
Hey, you're in
We're
Camden?
in Camden, so you know.
Camden?
I mean, you can sit on our comfy couch, and we would love to have you down here.
How comfy is
We would bring a bunch of comedians down, and we would just let y'all just go.
Okay.
No, we're also we're a community center.
Yeah,
here
we're a community
in the
center.
city of Camden.
Yes,
so
absolutely, and we
we're-
bring awareness to
yeah, we're pretty-
everything that has something
we're
to do
pretty
with Jersey.
safe here. Or we wouldn't be here ourselves.
Well, I don't know.
He's not even from New Jersey.
Yeah, I'm from Philly, so
I am.
Oh.
I'm from Philadelphia, so I'll go to Chicago. I'll go to all the #1 murder capitals and feel safe because I'm already in #1 murder capital already. So it's like it's just a norm to me. You know what I mean? It's like walking down the street, oh, gunshots. Oh, okay, yeah. Just get down. Yeah, go back to your routine of your life. Oh, yeah, everything's good.
Also, that was him.
So you're shooting over there. I'm over
Now,
here.
listen,
Yeah,
let me
We're
tell you
going
this, Sean.
way.
The first week I moved down North Philly, I never lived down North Philly, right? So I've always been like an uptown, little bit of grass, look a little greener, you know, all it can. I moved down North Philly one day, and I swear it was going down. It was boom, 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 boom. I said, oh God, get down. Everybody get down. Get down, get down. I'm laying on the floor. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
So-
Wait, that was outside of North Philly?
No, listen, something about North Philly is just a little bit different. The guns go off a little bit more than they do around the surrounding areas. You know what I mean? So me coming from uptown, yeah, it was always, you know, bang, bang, bang and all that, but not like how North Philly is. It's like you just like me just driving around. I was on the floor because my house, I had a 3-story and I was on an avenue, so I had to duck.
The gun violence in Philadelphia
Yes, it's
right
high.
now is a very serious issue.
Absolutely.
I don't know how they're going to get through it. I don't know.
It's
I can't see it.
senseless.
I can't.
It's not even just the people that's getting murdered. It's the innocent people that's getting murdered. You know, and
Well,
you
that's
know,
because
you
the
walk out
people
the
doing the
house.
shooting suck at it.
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't know how to shoot.
Yeah, they got to teach them how to shoot straight.
right. That's what I be
it is.
thinking.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
If we put out programs for people to learn how to shoot straight and just offer it to them like that, we'd probably get rich.
Yeah.
And
Some
so, a lot more people.
Why is there no gun range at your community center?
because real, right?
Because we're scared of them.
Listen, some
Come
kid
on, man.
2 weeks ago got shot in the head by somebody, and the guy wasn't even looking. He was getting back in the car and was going like this.
Oh.
And the guy went to go run, and as soon as he went to turn, bang, the bullet hit him in his head. So the guy wasn't even looking, and he just shooting anywhere, just getting back in the car, just running, and just like it's senseless, man. You don't know where these bullets be flying at. Hit somebody's kid inside of a house or something like that. You know what I mean? Like things mess up your life,
is
man.
exactly
Life, man.
what is going on. People are sitting there, they're asleep in their beds, and they got shot.
Crazy.
That does not make any sense,
It just
any
doesn't.
at all. And the other fourth is the people, the gun owners. They're not locking them in boxes.
Yeah.
They're
So
not
kids
and the
get
kids, the
Yeah.
kids are getting them,
Yeah.
and the kids are killing each other. They're getting hurt seriously. What's happened to a 2-year-old? Just maybe yesterday. Last night at 1 a.m., the address was 34A, and I used to live in 35A. The lady was shot. Yes.
It's crazy.
Were they looking for you?
I've been out there for over 20 years.
Jenny, it was coming back for you, Jenny.
I've been out there for over 20
Oh
years.
man, but yeah, man, you just gotta like add some type of humor on it because every day is somebody dying, and you know, with all that being said, you could shed a tear for 1,000 years if you know, for every kid that dropped every day. You know what I mean? So
Well, I have a joke about that I use sometimes when there's a shooting in the news, but I can't really use it when somebody got killed because it's too sensitive a topic. But I say, you know, the gun people will say, if more people had guns, they'd be able to take the shooter out and then nobody innocent would have gotten hurt. And the anti-gun people say, well, if there were no guns, there would have been no shooting. And I don't know which side is right, but I do know one thing. If I had a gun, I would have shot 5 people just driving here.
You absolutely right. I swear, I ain't even gonna hold you.
That's why we don't have a gun.
Yeah,
Because I probably
That's why,
so many people.
But to me, that's an anti-gun joke. But the pro-gun people think it's a pro-gun.
They think it's a pro-gun joke.
Right,
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You made a left. Oh,
it's crazy because even if it wasn't no guns, well, I'm killing with a pipe or a knife or anything.
Yeah, but you can run away from a knife.
Then what next? You gonna tell me that it shouldn't be no hands? You know what I mean? Like, come on, like, yeah, wrap your hands up like this when you go outside. Like, come on, it's crazy. So somebody's always gonna have a reaction to an action that sometimes doesn't even make sense, or you know what I mean. So at the end of the day, you guys brought the guns to life, and now people are using them, and it's just the way it is. Some live, some die, and unfortunately, the people that are getting killed innocently is the sad part about it.
Well, it's like that kid who's on trial now. Who brought a rifle. Why did he bring a rifle?
Yeah. Oh, you talking about the Rittenhouse?
Yeah.
It ended without a verdict again. Like, come on.
Well, they have a lot to think about.
Yeah, right. I don't know what you have a lot to think about was when back in the day when you couldn't videotape nothing.
Yeah.
You seemingly put it on anybody. But now you got video and you still can't convict them. It's like,
I mean, I haven't followed
it's just
that
like what you said. It's a double-edged.
But there's video of the people chasing him. So
yeah.
What are they telling us? The end of the show?
No.
What?
I've seen a few people at the window. I don't know.
So yeah, I understand fully what you're saying. It's crazy. It's an epidemic.
Everybody says there's nothing we can do about it, but every other country in the world doesn't have the problems we have with this.
Nope.
They don't.
Nope. They build buildings in 12 days. They
yeah,
can't even get our streets.
Some of those
can't even get our streets.
Down.
Yeah, it's crazy. You can't even get our streets, roads
We're
done.
gonna have to turn them 3 letters around to ASU.
ASU?
Is that what you want to know?
ASU.
USA.
Oh,
ASU.
I thought you were talking about Arizona State University. I didn't know what.
No, not that. No. I know that's their initials, but no, this has got to be something else for these states because we're just not getting it right, and like a lot, the states are moving ahead of us, and. We just can't get it, whether it's the justice system or just, ending some of the issues that are taking place. They just, nobody's listening, nobody hears.
Right.
Anything.
Well, so if people like you, Sean, that stay smart and give the comedy the way it's supposed to be given, and you can, inform a lot of people of what's going on out here. So keep the substance and everything inside. Don't ever stop. I mean, I'm pretty sure that you're not, but it's good that you're doing that because then after a while, they see you doing it and they see you getting all these reviews. People are going to start following. And that's what you want to be. You want to be the leader, of it all.
We want to make sure that people go to brainchampagne.com.
Yeah, we're going to definitely
check you out.
Yeah, that's why I put it right there.
That's right.
Or I can show it from underneath too, but I don't think people see my fingers.
Well, we got it, and we got it running down the bottom.
Yeah, you got it on the crawl across the bottom too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and absolutely, all our listeners that come back and watch our shows, they're gonna definitely tune in and stuff like that. All we do
is push brands,
right? And we interview legends and. You're a legend, Sean.
You're a legend.
You got a review
for you
from Long Chin.
But from Jay Leno? Yeah.
I
don't have his. I'm trying to think of what I could put on my chin to make it longer.
He got a review from Long Chin. And that's a good thing, man. So you're headed for the road.
Stuff from everywhere. You got Daily Pennsylvania, Star Ledger, Black Rock, the Journal News, a whole lot, Riot Act, everything's going, we think you got it going for you and we just want you to keep on pushing. But is there anybody that you have out there that you want to say anything special to?
Yeah,
that
shout
might
outs,
be
you got some
watching?
shout outs.
I want to say thank you to everybody who's come to a comedy show in the last few months because, we couldn't have done it without you.
Right. They put money back in your pockets.
Yeah.
That's the big, man. That's the
Well,
big.
we all, we all want to look at life and, just take some of the burden off of our shoulders too, because, everybody's going through something at this time.
Yes.
Everybody's going through something.
It's
It's all different, So with the smart humor, we can all maybe find some kind of relief or some kind of.
The police was just at my house, Sean.
What for?
You want to know why?
I'm hoping you mean
I was sweating everything when the first show first started. Then I get the text.
He wasn't
My
there.
daughter hit the emergency contact on her mother's phone, and 911 showed up at the house.
Oh, man.
How old is she?
You know what instantly went through my head?
14.
14.
No, she's 2. She's 2.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is the
the
2-year-old.
baby.
This is the
Well,
baby.
you got to get the phone away from a 2-year-old.
She's smart.
Tell me.
She's smart. She's a genius. Her son is a genius. He has an IQ of 138.
Wow.
So my kid, the 2-year-old, doesn't talk. She's 2-year-old, doesn't talk, but she knows everything. So she knew what she was doing. So instantly, let me tell you, Sean, what ran through my head when the police showed up. I have a medical marijuana card, so I got 6 plants. And I said, "Oh, somebody going to jail. I hope it ain't me." I ain't there. They're gonna take my marijuana.
Just tell them it's your daughter's marijuana.
But I just got scared because I wasn't there. So I was like, "Oh my God."
Well, you're gonna have to move to New York because it's legal here now.
Yeah, right. I don't know. They're out there getting it in.
You can't legally buy or sell it, but you can possess it.
Wow.
Where do you get it from?
That's a problem. But
You see his eyebrows?
Can't buy or sell it. Where is
well, you're gonna be able to buy and sell it. They just haven't worked out the details of how stores are gonna be set
No,
up.
you have to have a prescription to buy it.
Well, yeah, there's medical marijuana, but it's hard to get. But no, they just passed the law like a month ago, so they got to work out the
when they
bugs.
get it in the store, like people like me and you, we can't go in there and just buy it like this.
No,
like,
not yet.
we get
No,
10
they're gonna
pounds of
this
marijuana.
what they're gonna do. When they finally make it legal in the stores for the lower people to do, all the medical marijuana that's ridiculously high is gonna come down for us that has the card, and the marijuana on the other side for them is gonna go higher.
Well,
So it's gonna
Prescription
switch.
marijuana
It's gonna go lower.
It will be cheaper.
Yeah, because they're making bank right now off it because it's not prescription, it's not prescribed. They're making money off of us, like
You're
they're
gonna get it
like
under
they're
your
like they're a
prescription
street corner.
plan?
Like D and Darien we used to pull up down North Philly, and it used to be like 18 cars. They're making money like that. But once they get into prescription and then the FDA will be able to write it off, that's when it's going to go cheaper.
well, I think you can buy seeds like in Massachusetts and grow marijuana in New York, but it'll be another few months before they get the stores open.
Oh, that's good information. I forgot about the seeds. They told me about that.
Well, you already got the plants. You don't need to buy more seeds.
No, I need more.
Oh.
I had 27. I had 27. 7 survived, and then when I turn around, when I doing my propagation and all that, only 4 I have left.
Oh.
It's sad.
Do you have grow lights and everything? Do you have the whole
No,
set?
all natural.
Oh.
All natural. And when I tell you humongous buds, it's crazy. I never thought that, it's all it is taking care of I'm taking care of it every night. 3 hours of water on all my plants.
3 hours?
Yeah, I have a whole backyard with 512 plants, not just
Oh.
So the agriculture society is going to stamp my backyard because I bring life to indigenous butterflies. Butterflies is dying off, and I give them a home.
Cool.
So not only that, so I do everything organic. So I treat I'll stay home. I'll go home right now, and I'll be up for 3 hours just watering. And I get everything, all the equal stuff. So I've harvested over 40 times since May.
Oh.
So you can put that into one of your black jokes. You didn't know that. Well, they picked cotton.
He didn't know he had a green thumb. No, that was see. That was funny, but
I would not say that.
able to do that.
Well, I don't make jokes, so he has to make the punchline and stuff. You know, the
Work
story.
on that one, Sean, because you
All
know
right.
she's gonna have a whole bunch of rioters behind you. Like,
Oh,
Sean, we're gonna get you. Don't do that to
No,
her.
hopefully
I'm not the one who said it.
Yeah, you're not.
We know a few independent comedians, so hopefully we can direct some of them to your website and stuff like that, and they'll become fans and they'll be learning from you.
Right. So we enjoyed your time. Love to have you. Love your comedy. Gonna go watch it tonight. Gonna refer friends. Gonna throw it up on Instagram. Everything tonight. You know what I mean? Just so people could go and view and look all over. All my Bigo fans, they're gonna get it too. They're gonna know
about
who you are.
Bigo.
No.
Look at that BIGO. It's an app, and you can go live on there. You'll be great. You can make money.
Yo, oh my goodness.
I don't know how.
And you can have a room with like 18 people in it, and you can do and it's always is going to be like 90 to 100 people always in your life. Always. Like Instagram is like 2 people, and then somebody come in and then they get back out. Bigo, no, it's always 100 to 300-400 people in your life all the time, no matter what.
And it's a thing where they send you gifts and
and you make lots of money.
And
a lot of stars are on it too.
All right.
So we appreciate you, man. Gonna go listen to your stuff, share it around the world, and you keep doing what you do.
You too. All right.
You know, and man, most
come back, and we like to have you back anytime you like to come back.
All right. As long as you don't tell me I look like Eugene Levy, we're good.
I gotta research that man. Now he gonna have me looking at him. He's supposed to be looking at Brain Champagne.
Yeah.
No, he's gonna watch all the American Pies tonight. He got to. He's gonna watch it.
All of them?
How many of them are there?
It's 4.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's 4. American Pie, American Pie 2, American Pie 3.
It's on the first one. You can watch it on you can find
all right.
Yeah, he's funny on the first one, but the second one, when he actually catches his son with Nadia, he's like so proud, and like, because before he just used to think his son was gay. So when he finally catches him with Nadia, he's like ecstatic, like, yeah, boy, yeah. He's like,
I remember
but go ahead and watch him though, because he's funny as I don't know what.
Okay, well, our time has expired.
Oh no.
Yes.
That means we have to do some other work that I don't feel like doing.
So it's Paperman back with a Banger Man, sitting here with Janie Smanny on the Comfort Level Podcast at WCMD Media with the no other than comedy guy Sean Eli
at brainchampagne.com. That's easy to remember, folks. Brainchampagne.com. Have a drink for your brain.
Cheers to you, big guy.
Thank you so much.
Wait, there we go.
All right, my cup is up.
Yeah, she missed out on it, yummy.
I didn't miss it.
All right.
We had it for you, but I forgot.
All right, Sean, enjoy your night, man.
Thanks. You too. See you next time.
All right, big guy.
Thank you.